Hi, everybody. It's Leanne here. I figured I'd try a YouTube live video to talk a little bit about what's been coming up a lot this week around uh, kind of the lightning energies and the manifestation speed ups that we are having, and the law of attraction that is there, whether you believe it or not. It's, kind of like anything with the laws or the laws here. So, the reason I wanted to talk about control is because this is a big thing when we start to learn to be conscious creators that I see happen a lot, and I personally have been, uh, I have been the one to try to control things as well. Where when we learn about conscious creation and law of attraction, we actually turn it into another ego mechanism for control. So we move into a space of like, oh, I can control this through my thoughts, my affirmations, my desires, and my journaling, and my belief clearing. Which, if you want to hear more about belief clearing, there is a video on my YouTube channel about that. That is a significant helpful thing as far as manifesting. But here's the deal: you can't control it, because that's kind of part of the problem, right? We are these amazing divine creators, but our limited ability to think beyond what we already know can happen, and our fear of the unknown creates this kind of bubbly, gross control storm when we start to work with the law of attraction consciously. So, meaning we try to use our mind to predict, well, if I, want that new house, I need this money, and I need to be able to get that kind of job, and I got to work this way. So we have like pathways that we think is the way to get to something. And we get too specific or not specific enough, and we don't even know what we want, yet we're trying to make sure we don't have anything bad happen to us. And so this kind of storm of thoughts and consciousness gets away from us really quickly when we're using the law of attraction. So what I this week especially is really kind of this moving into it. So if you watch this recording later, I'm recording this in February 2019, and right now in particular, because we're manifesting more quickly, and because energies are shifting, what we believe and what we are doing with our space as far as being able to take our thoughts and create something and do it a lot faster and a lot more kind of magically, that's also a great time to check for ego involvement. So, if you say, for example, you want a new car, now be careful about, your motives. Like, why do you want a new car? What is that new car going to get you? Is there another way you can get what you're asking for that's not in the way of a new car? Because, maybe it's completely different than anything you'd ever thought of. Meaning, like, maybe you're in some new ride share type thing where you all get to own this really fancy car, but you only drive it when you need it, which might be exactly what you wanted because you didn't want all the hassle or don't have a place to store the new car or whatever. So this is just an example, but I'm just saying, as far as learning that control could be a factor in whether you're not getting what you want from this law of attraction work or not. So checking into where you are wanting to know what the outcome is, or at least have a general idea of where you're headed, being assured that it's going to go the way you want it to go. Those things, as much as we want them in the space of comfort, is not where the magic happens. The magic happens when we have a curiosity, an openness, a desire to know how this could be this and better. How can this be this and better? And then being open to see what shows up, whether or not it's, something we expected or not. And also take note with regards to the ego and the unknown and things like that. Sometimes when it comes in unexpected forms, we question it. We tense up, our energy field says no to the very thing that we asked for. So, for example, let's say you say, I really want to go on a trip, and your friend comes to you and says, hey, I have an extra ticket. I really want to go with you because I really like you. Let's go together. And if you're programmed not to receive that, you might say, "Oh, well, what do you want from me?" Or "What do I owe you?" And that person may be saying, "Your presence is all that I want." Right. And but you're blocking the exchange because you're kind of making it all weird about how much that person's giving to you. So it's kind of about releasing the transactional mentality that, I give you this, you give me that, I give you this, you give me that. And keeping score too, because, keeping score in your head is like, oh, now I owe you or you owe me. It's a recipe for resentment and disaster, right? So give where you are openly, freely giving. And when you don't feel like giving, don't give. Say no, and watch how that kind of unfolds and shapes things versus you saying have to, shoulds, musts in your head. Okay. So this is my advice to you right now. I hope this is helpful. I hope you understand what I'm saying. If you have questions, of course, let me know. I will answer them via live stream or however I can get back to you. Okay. Take care. Happy manifesting.